All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and happy weekend. For all those of you who are joining this show at this time, I want to thank you sincerely for all you do and to say God bless you. We understand how a couple of things have been going, and of course, no Southern Cameroonian in right senses can be indifferent when it comes to issues of our revolution. As we're all aware, we are at a crucial stage in this revolution that, of course, desires for us all to understand exactly the predicament and where we find ourselves. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell all of you sincerely, without an iota of doubt, that we are right on track. You can already see the level of sanity that is returning on social media. A lot of issues, although they have been comprehensive and piles of misrepresentation and misunderstanding of how a couple of people have taken the message or messages that are going around social media, how much more about people who have deliberately refused to understand what it means when it comes to deciding about what exactly to believe in. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonians, of course, I am very privileged, and I want to thank my brother Ashu Kingsley for giving me the opportunity to use his Facebook page. As you are all aware, my situation, is indeed quite strange, as you all know. It's practically very, very difficult for me to get on social media and stuff like that. Reason why we continuously want to invite everybody who is watching this show at this time to share extensively. And we want to say that the momentum has increased, the desire to serve the Ambazonian people has also increased, and everything, has fallen in place in the most appropriate way and at the appropriate time. And clearer messages have been sent across the board. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not, of course, strangers to what exactly is going on. So once you join, you share extensively, and it will take a very short while to pass this very important message. I want to thank once more our brother and friend Ashu Kingsley, who is providing us with the support to have this show broadcast on his page. So we thank him, and of course say that we can be thankful enough. As you are all aware, we have a situation that we must not undermine, because if we decide to undermine this particular aspect, it could be a very tragic kind of situation when it comes to our revolution. So that is why we must all put hands on deck to ensure that we support each other in trying moments like this. We must all put hands on deck to pray for our respective leaders. We must all understand that this is a very crucial moment. And even when activists have not made official statements on the issues, people have gone gaga, like they were hoping to see some people being taken to the gallows and slain like animals and stuff like that. But there is one thing you must understand, that people came into this revolution with different spirits, different momentum, different commitments, different intentions, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult for some people to put them out of the road. Now, we want to be very clear about the very straightforward and easy things that we could, of course, as human beings, decipher for ourselves. We must understand that it is practically impossible for a revolution to have gone like this without this kind of hiccups. The reason why we remain very committed, we remain concerned about the situations that are seemingly changing, and where people are claiming monopoly of insults and, of course, of divisiveness. We want to let people understand that there are different types of fights, and you cannot get involved in all fighting in the same manner. Reason why we are concerned about the very essential things that will push our IG in front, our IG, and push the revolution to a very, very conclusive agenda. Now, I want to say this very clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Just share, once we have quite a good number of people watching like the show live, we are going to bring up our message, and of course very clearly to everybody who will be watching at this time. And so this is a redefining moment of the Ambazonian independence movement, and we as a people must understand that there is nobody that is bigger than the revolution. We must put that. And today I'll be giving you an insight of some of the things I discussed, some of the proposals I made during the meetings, and why things have gone this way and the way forward, and to tell you how redefining this has been. And I also want to make it very clear to everybody who's watching me that I have seen somewhere people talking about making flags and logos and putting on places and saying that the contender forces of Ambazonia will be making sure that 20 May does not hold. I want to send this clear message to those group of people that there is nothing like the contender force of Ambazonia. We have the Ambazonian army that are made up, they are in their different counties, and so we cannot allow people, young children who go out there to defend homeland, who will secure and make sure that 20 May is boycotted. We will not allow their credits to be taken by people who simply sit abroad and they make flyers and put on social media. We know who are those who are going to be defending Ambazonia in Fako. We know those who will be defending Ambazonia in Meme. We know those who are defending Ambazonia in Manu. We know those who will be doing same in Bui, in Boyo, in Menchum, in Donga Mantum. We know those who will be doing it in the BLM. So there is nothing like a contender force. So we want to ask all these people of the whatever AG, whatever they call themselves, to stop this sort of distraction, because this is a collective action and will not have the efforts of Southern Cameroonian people, or the efforts of Southern Cameroonian people being undermined by a group of people who have remained absolutely, completely egocentric. This revolution is above everybody. I think it has been clearly made. Everybody has seen the new resolve, the standing point of the Ambazonian people, and we must understand that one thing that we as a people believe in is in the truth. Now, going forward, let me be very, very clear with all of us. I think that a few people are probably out of context. They have refused in one way or the other to understand that Southern Cameroon is an independent country before and will remain independent. You see, it is laughable to see the Prime Minister of the colonial regime from Yaoundé, Dion Ngute, Chief Dion Ngute, who probably should have understood in essence the dynamics of what chiefdom is, or ruling a people would mean. When we have a chief who remains uniquely deceptive, we only have to let our people understand what measures to take. I'm going to bring a couple of facts based regarding what I'm trying to say, so that everybody who is watching at this time is going to understand us. See, let me be very clear with you people. I will start this message before I get to the internal issues of the revolution with the crazy trip of Prime Minister of the Republic of Cameroon, Dion Ngute. Now, let us get this very clearly. When you see a Prime Minister talk about peace, he holds a peace plan and is talking about peace. I want to use a simple anecdote to try to bring the Cameroon government to her senses. I have to bring the Cameroon government to her senses. Dion Ngute supposedly is supposed to be an educated man. He's supposed to be a very wise prime minister, like we will see. But I am not surprised that he has proven to be out of context. What am I trying to say? Let me say this very clearly, ladies and gentlemen. See, we have to understand one thing. In a revolution, people rely on social media to be absolutely deceptive. But of course, there are grades and standards of activists who are standing on the path of that deceptiveness, and we only stand on the path of the truth. I want to ask any La Republique agent here who is watching, take it back. I know your Prime Minister probably will be watching. Now, this is the point. If you employ me, you hire me as your worker, and you're supposed to pay me 10,000 francs CFA, and you decide on a day you get up and say, you know what, Eric Tataw, your salary is now, you give me 6,000 francs CFA by force. I want to just make this small anecdote. When you give me 6,000 francs CFA by force, and you would expect that there should be peace. There can never be peace when there is no justice, because once you derail from giving somebody justice, there can never be peace. So Dion Ngute, you cannot, let me say this very clearly to the Republic of Cameroon. These are some of the things that they have not understood about the issues of peace and all of that and all of this. Let me say one thing clean and clear to all of you. You know, Nelly, I'm going to answer you, don't worry. You see, when you don't examine and constitute yourselves into a human being, onto human beings that would project justice before everything, nothing is going to work. Cameroon will never, ever be the same again because Ambazonia is gone for good. Let me be clear with Dion Ngute. There is a precondition to peace. Peace is the end product of justice. If you do not give our people justice, you will not have order. And if there is no order, there can never be peace. Let me be clear with all of you. Dion Ngute and the rest of La République du Cameroun, they know, as a matter of fact, that the only way we are going to solve this problem, the only way peace is going to return between the two countries is by allowing Southern Cameroons to go. We will not stop. We will not relent. We will continuously fight till the end of this freedom. We will fight and fight and fight till the last man standing. For that one is a fact. All of us as a people must put our hands on deck and ensure that we have our heads together for sanity to return to the revolution, for everybody to understand the particular polemics why we are fighting. We are not fighting. I'll move from peace issue, like my camera, to the Dion Ngute issue, but I want to get to the Amazonian issue right away. Let me be clear with all of you. I feel very sympathetic to a group of people who have decided not to understand the definition of objectivity, of truth, of compromise, and of making peace. You know, we must say this very clearly to everybody who is a Southern Cameroonian. Eric Tataw stands by the truth. He has never changed, not yesterday, not today, and he will never change. Now, I want to revisit in totality and in pure focus the issue of our two presidents, His Excellency Siseko Ayoktabe Julius, who of course is in jail, and our acting president, Dr. Samuel Ikomisako. I want all of you Southern Cameroonians to understand that the way you look at things will not be looked at it. Some of us will not look at it the same way. In as much as I am I'm a proponent of Vox Populi, Vox Dei, it only suffices for me to explain to you circumstances that will lead or that led to this present saga that we have. As a matter of fact, you must understand that our fight between the interim government that we have defended and the other groups, and those other groups that wanted to destroy the revolution, is different from a fight between His Excellency Siseko Ayoktabe Julius and a fight between Dr. Samuel Ikomisako. Let me tell you in earnest, in all truth, and in sincerity, one thing. And I will tell you one thing I will tell you. I will pull out this very quickly. If you don't mind, let me get it out. You know, a lot of us should understand that this revolution has taken a completely different turn, and it's a defining moment for our people, and only those who understand the true implication of what is happening would understand. Now, we must say this in sincerity, and I want all of you people to understand one thing. Do not allow those crazy comments from the Republic agents to infiltrate our midst, to infiltrate us as a people. We must remain committed. We must remain united as our interim government. Now, I want to go very straight up to this particular issue so that we will all understand. Where's one of the, let me get it out very quickly. Anyway, assuming that I can pick that right away. Now, this is what I want to say. And I want to say this to all of you. I want us to listen very attentively. And we as a people must know there is one thing some of you have not understood. I have listened to some of the audios that some people have been sending out, calling Eric Tataw's name and trying to derail themselves from this very serious and God-ordained revolution by attacking somebody who has not shared a view on this Siseko Ayoktabe Julius issue and the Dr. Sako issue. Like I have said, for those of you who are joining today, that we have one interim government. I have always stood for the IG, but I want to make it clear to you all that there is no Southern Cameroonian that would say that he or she at a point has not been broken. I mean, like your bones are broken with this particular issue. There is no Southern Cameroonian who can say, when I say Southern Cameroonian, let me rephrase. There is no genuine Southern Cameroonian, no patriotic Southern Cameroonian, no true IG loyalist that has not been broken by the declaration of Sissoco Ayoktabe Julius. You will not only be broken, you would also be confused. If you are not confused, if you were not surprised, if you were not like stagnant for a moment when these things happened 2 or 3 days ago, it means that you are not a human being. It means that you don't love this revolution. If you love this revolution like all of us do, we hope you would have been in a position like, is this a dream? What is happening to this same government who have been defending? And at that time, any true Southern Cameroonian who has the people at heart will begin to look for a way to get us out of the mess. It was a messy situation, and every Southern Cameroonian should understand that. If Eric Tataw and Joshua Carr came on live the other day, we're trying to explain to you the circumstances, what happened in the meeting. We didn't take any position. And it is only very crazy, I mean very, very crazy for some people to go out there and begin to pump out hate speeches and try to think that until I heard somebody say, Eric Tataw, your end is here. How can that end be for a man who is a lion? The man who is a smoke. The only man who is a smoke. You only see my vapor, but you don't know where the man is coming from. Let me tell you one thing. I am a man, and I'm a human being, and I was confused because I did not understand what was going on. We did not know that we would come to a position where our president will release a list. Now, going forward, we say Vox Populi, Vox Dei. It means the voice of the people is the voice of God. When you get every human being, even Jesus Christ, when you look at the stations of the cross, all the stations of the cross, Jesus Christ fell. And at certain times, he needed help. You saw the women who helped Jesus. Jesus was helped many times as he carried the cross to bear all our sins. Let me tell you something. When we have times like this and times like this, we as a people must know that all activists, including President Sissoco, we will need one thing, love and prayers. You will be praying for activists, praying for God to give them wisdom. Let me tell you what, I was most disappointed when I got that list out. We're driving back from New York with Ashley Kingsley, and at New Jersey, our brother and friend announced the list to us, and we're like, what's going on? These talks were still going on. Let me be clear with you, Southern Cameroonians, fellow Ambazonians. We have reached a defining moment. We have reached a defining moment in this revolution. We must accept the will of the people. Whether or not you like it, when you fall, get up, dust your body up, and pick up another rhythm, pick up another book. You would not stop reading because you failed an exam. As a matter of fact, we all as a people must remain committed. We must remain undivided because this is the final moment. The action of President Sissoco must, of course, have sent a message. And it should be seen by all of you as a blessing, not a curse. I want to tell you one thing. You see people, how on earth would some of you even think that Eric Tataw would support a government with the appointment of a herbalist in China? No, it wouldn't have been so. I was shocked, surprised, looking at people that I never knew in my whole life. Ask Joshua Carr, ask Clinton and the rest of the people who were at the meeting. I told our president 2 important things that I want to remember. 2 things. I said, Mr. President, 1, you will never ever rule from jail. That's the first thing I said. The second thing I said, you have announced you are dissolving the IG, and you see that people are just talking mildly. They're just talking like undertone. But sir, trust me, if you dare to announce a cabinet, you will be a forgotten man. But one thing has happened that I must all tell us. I love Sissoco, it's a fact, because he's shown great charisma. And I want all us to remember one thing, that the image of this IG, the reason why Dr. Sako survived all the sabotage, all the impersonation, the bad things that were happening to this revolution, the reason why he survived, that the IG survived, was because of the credibility that Siseko led before he went to jail. Today, I want to challenge all of us that for the first time, if a man makes a mistake, what he needs from us is more love. Because once we do that, we will begin to rekindle the strength of our IG. I want all of you to know one thing. Siseko's decision to announce a list was a blessing to this revolution. Let me explain why it's a blessing. Let me explain to you why it's a blessing. Number one, you see those who refuse the IG, those who vilify the IG, those who condemn the IG, they now accepted appointments from Siseko. They were talking positively. They refused the IG. They said, oh, no, the procedure of the interim government was wrong. It was Caesarea Mafia. It was this, it was that. We don't need a government in a revolution. But a man in detention, in jail, appoints you and you make an announcement. You make an announcement. How do you think I can support a list without herbalist on it? A man who does not construct any sentence correctly in his life. We cannot support that kind of a list. In itself, it will tell you one thing, that Siseko is not informed, that he was misguided. And when a man is misguided, you have to go and you have to re-educate him on the things that are happening in his absence. Listen, I want to tell you one thing, ladies and gentlemen. That was the first blessing. That was the first blessing. Siseko made the enemies of the IG. He made the enemies of our interim government to say, yes, that government is indeed a government. That is the first thing you must remember. Number two, Siseko's appointment or decision and the general reaction of the Ambazonian people sent another strong message to La République du Cameroon. It sent a very powerful message to Yaoundé. It told the Yaoundé regime that if Siseko, that was so much loved by everybody, could be rejected together with his decision in this manner, it means there is only one thing: go and negotiate with the Prof Ambazonia. They will never agree. They will never refuse anything. They will refuse everything that will do with less independence. Those are some of the things you must know. This whole saga has redefined the Ambazonian war of independence. And I laugh for those who make all those audios talking about Eric Tataw, say, oh, you're supporting Siseko, so you're a tribalistic man, you're a tribalist. And I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because they are the people who are being tribalistic in their mentality. Because you have failed to look at the fact that this is a fight in the house. I'm a father of twins. If my two boys are fighting, I will come in their middle. I will say, listen, go this way, don't come this way. I will not make, listen, Siseko and Sako, they are my twin children, not because I can give birth to them, because I have defended the institution that they incarnate. And at the point when your children start fighting, that have been living in peace, you get confused. But you must come in as a father to separate them, to give them equal opportunity. And you listen, and you say, listen, you know what? You are wrong. You are wrong. You go this way. Don't beat your brother. That is how we're supposed to handle this crisis. And that is how we started handling it. You must know that, as a matter of fact, that the fight between the IG, this was IG versus IG. It was not IG versus the AG, whatever or whatever. You know the venom that Eric Tataw can speak if you come between this IG. But you see two people, one family fighting. What will you do? You would only, as a matter of fact, come in as a father to separate them, not to bring more confusion. That is the role we're playing initially. And let me tell you for one thing that you don't know. Everything is done, is ready. We say that if you can't beat them, join them. We want to call all of these other little groups that are going around, including the fake IG. I must call it fake IG because that IG of Siseko is not recognized by us. We will not recognize it. We have tried, we are solving the problem, and we still encourage that Dr. Sako and our president should keep talking. Let me tell you something. We will not offer our detainees to La République on a platter of gold because we are using our mouths on social media to verify people who have stood for us. Ask yourself for once that can you suddenly be so happy with the roof of a house that has been standing for 10, 15 years without thinking of the foundation? No. No human being does that. There is a man who is the foundation of this interim government. And as much as we can ask for forgiveness, we should all put our hands on deck and pray for Sisiku and the others in jail. I want to tell you something. The issue that happened is both physically, spiritually, and otherwise. You must know that Etudi is not joking. They want us to fail by all means, and that is exactly what they hope. But we have shown them as a people that our resolve is forever powerful. Let me say this very clearly, and listen to me. When you say Eric Tataw is, tribalistic because he supports Sisiku, of course, I will not mind if you say I'm tribalistic when I am, but I don't bother because I'm not, and because I was not supporting Sisiku. We're only trying to ensure. So if you say Eric Tataw is tribalistic, my brother Joshua Khan and I were on that show, and he was saying the same thing because we're trying to make peace. Why didn't you also say that he's tribalistic? Because he was talking for Sisiku. Nobody spoke for Sisiku. Of course, we have the right to defend Sisiku. He's our president. But we simply came to make peace. By the way, what would you have thought? Even if I did not speak like that and to be mild, to be in the middle, if I only lean a little bit beside Dr. Sako, they will say, oh, we tell no. Say that picking, Sako don't give money. Now, whether even if a countryman, it is support Dr. Sako because he don't chop down a trip to Boya. So God has a way that he works for us. So it gives us the power to come out and say, listen, each time something happens, you must look at the positive side. You dust yourself from that level. Because it's a fact, whether or not, as a matter of fact, whether or not you support any of these leaders, they will look for a story. We are just in the middle and they say, oh, he's tribalistic. If you are just saying that, Siseko, oh, you are wrong, get out, do this. They'll say, you see how you talk about Siseko because say, Sako don't give money for my trip to Boya. That is what people think. That is what everybody wants to see. They want to see you fall down and stuff like that. Now, listen very attentively. For all the La Republic agents who are here, who are taking advantage, as people writing, all of you, the La Republic agents and facilitators of La Republic, I want to tell you one thing, that Eric Tataw is back. We are going to take back that country. Whether or not you like it, it's a fact. It is our right to defend ourselves. And we want to just go forward, saying this one thing clean and clear. We are very vexed. As a people, we are vexed. And 20th May is going to be a complete lockdown. You have heard it. All the restoration forces in the various counties, they are already on their alert. We must say this very clear, and I want you to listen very attentively. We have a situation on the ground. The situation is clear. Before I go to talk about your name, I want to answer somebody here, one agency person who says that there's a lot of confusion. There is no confusion. You know why there's no confusion? Because there can be confusion when you don't hear the people's voices. So long as you have heard the people's voice, they say Vox Populi Vox Dei. The people of Southern Cameroon, they have said it very clearly. They have said it clearly, and it is clear, final, that we do not want a second government. We do not even need the Restoration Council to do any document, where our people already said it, and we are standing by that fact. There is only one interim government, and Dr. Samuel Komisako is acting, and he is our president. We're going to take the instruction from him. But however, as a father of the twin, I must say that it is important for us to always consult our brothers. That is just the simple thing. That's just a fact. Now, for all of you La Republic agents who are here, I want to let you know one thing. All the noises that you make here every day, left and right, you make the same noise 3 years ago, 2 years ago. You people said we're nothing. We're little people. You said all those things about us. And you, today, you see that everybody is talking about Southern Cameroons. The UN, they are holding meetings in the capital city of the United Nations. Of course, the same day, 1 or 2 days after they held a very crucial meeting in the capital of the United Nations, another, or here in the United States, rather, the capital here in the United States, which is New York, because the capital of the UN, of course. Now, we move over to Washington, D.C., where another crucial meeting was held in the federal capital of the United States of America by the Undersecretary. Let me tell you one thing that you don't know. There are a lot of things that are happening, and there is nobody that can stop us. I want every Southern Cameroonian who is listening to me at this time, that being quiet and watching and hearing all the scandalous things on WhatsApp audios, ask yourself this question. That you had all the audios going left and right, and they were going very viral because they were being insulted. Why didn't you just take an opportunity to make 10 seconds asking people to ensure that they don't go out for 20th May. I want to say this very clearly, that I appreciate the level. I can make an appraisal, a vivid appraisal of the level of your frustration. You, of course, cannot blame people who have been very insultive. The volume of insults, the price have been very high. People have been insulted. I understand your frustration. However, I want to implore you to crave your indulgences, not to allow yourselves to be cursed by this huge new phenomenon. Listen, it is going to be complete show of ingratitude, the way some people want to go about it. Everybody makes mistakes, and we must accept that. At crucial moments like this, when we have people that will go in high esteem trying to go down, they need only one thing from us: prayers. We have to pray and help them get up again and dust themselves. I want to be very plain with all of you. My approach to this fight will never change. We stand for our independence and we stand for our interim government. That is what we will defend to the last day when we get to Buya. You all as a people must know one thing. When I see somebody, one fake profile, when you say that Eric Tataw, you have failed, Sako must go, I laugh, because Sako going is not your decision. It's the decision of the people. You as a people, you must understand that we are only public opinion representatives. We only represent public opinion. And any true activist, any objective leader must read the public opinion radar. What the people want, you must ensure that you give them. Because if people say they want bread, don't go and bring them puff-puff. If you have a means, except you don't have puff-puff, then you'll be explaining to them that, you know what, we don't have puff-puff, just manage all this, we don't have this. But you must know one thing, that for you to be on the safe side, only give the people what they want. What they want now, all of us have seen for now, including the Republic of Cameroon, including everybody who is following the radar in this revolution. They want one thing, they want their IG intact, led by Dr. Sako. The day that Dr. Sako will become unpopular, the day that he will not be wanted, you will see it and you will read it, you will take the readings on social media. This should be a clear message to all other leaders that the revolution is in the hands of the people. That is why our platform, of course, advocated and said Ambazonia first. You put your people first, because that is what is essential. We all must know that a time has come when we must all speak the truth to the people. Where despite how depressed, how broken we were, we must now understand that our people are there and they can support us. We need your prayers as activists. Siseko and the rest in jail, they need your prayers. Forbid and, of course, discard all those hypocrites who come on social media and say, you know what, fuck you, Siseko. No more ghost town when Siseko is going to the court. You ask yourself that if you are for this struggle, is Siseko the only Ambazonia in jail? That is the question. When you ask yourself that question, you will now understand that every Southern Cameroonian must go above their personal interests. Their personal interests cannot undermine the general interest. That is why we have said that we support what the people support. Because Vox Populi, Vox Dei, you cannot go against the people. You must speak for the people. At the time, I said it very clearly, that in this revolution, you can be downcasted or something. But if your mother is on the path of independence, finish with her, put her aside, and get the independence. When you come and clean her up and say, Mama, Asha. But for now, you must stand your grounds, understanding that there is only one thing we as a people we want. And we as a people want independence. And we will not go contrary or support anything that will go contrary to our independence. I'm sure that the message is very clear to the group of people in South Africa, to the organizers of the APNC, to those who misguided Siseko. They must know for sure now that the Amazonian people want nothing but their independence. They want nothing but a united IG. The reason why we have been this lucky going this far is because we have our government that we can all support. We have said it, and in all my live shows that I've passed before, now I have said it in the meetings, I've said it that no man can lead from jail. If we came online trying to make consensus, trying to compromise, it's because we thought that we should not be in this position where instead of using all of this energy to be talking against Ghost Town or talking against 20th May, we should not be talking against brokering, trying to broker peace between Siseko and Sako. That is why we're doing everything behind the scenes to ensure that all of us, we come together, we try to pressure our leaders to agree. I want to tell you one thing, that when there is a crisis, you will not say that this man is in jail, this man is here. You will only try to make sure that you manage it so that it doesn't get out of proportion. That is why we still, all of us in the diaspora, we're on exile. We're in some kind of a jail. La Republic du Cameroon is free out there, but they will come to negotiate with those of us who are not down there in the country, with those who are in jail. We must put that one in our heads. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know that I stand with you, and you as a people, you must remain very, very powerful. Let me tell you one thing. You will not have thought for 1 second that a government made by Sisiko with the likes of the herbalists will be supported. We must be very clean and clear in all this manner. When we stayed quiet behind the scenes because we were shocked, we got confused, which is normal. And we as a people, we must agree to this particular fact. We remain committed, and I want all of you to know that no activist has ever supported the fact that Siseko should rule from jail. No activist, from Atanga Achiri to Mark Barita to Ashu Kingsley to Joshua Carr, Sister Kemi Ashu was in that meeting. We had activists came to that meeting in their numbers, and we said to Siseko, sir, you cannot rule from jail. But please, Your Excellency Dr. Sako, try to see how people can get agreement, increase the communication. That is what we were doing. And for people who were not in the meeting to come and say that activists were forcing Siseko on Sako to rule from jail, that one is a big lie. It never happened. I want to ask you all Southern Cameroonians to move away from this La Republic kind of mentality of spreading false news, of doing conspiracy theories, and calling names of people what they did or what they didn't do. We were clear, from Sister Victorine to Sister Kemi Ashu to all of them. We said it clearly that, Your Excellency, you cannot rule from jail. But also said that Dr. Sako has to increase communication between himself and Siseko and the leadership in jail. And we have not changed that position. We have one government, but we must continuously ask Dr. Sako to keep the communication with the leaders in jail. It will be bad faith on the part of this IG to think that because the people support them, they should just abandon the leadership in jail. God will strike. God loves people who forgive. God loves people who move on. And we, the people of Southern Cameroons, let me tell you something. Somebody said Mark supported. That's a big lie. Mark didn't support. I've had private chat with Mark. I like to speak the truth. Joshua Carr will tell you, no activist supported it. Do not call people's name here for things that they didn't do. We will not accept it because we want favor. We simply said it that, please, since Your Excellency is complaining, let's see where there can be a middle ground. And activists are the people who take messages out there. It's like the governor and other people having press conference. Activists will attend, journalists will attend to get the information. So this information should not be misconstrued by the fact that some activists were supporting Siseko. No activists ever supported it. And we personally bet that that government should not come out. But we don't know what happened. But now that it has come out, we cannot do otherwise than condemn it, than let the people know that, as a matter of fact, this revolution is bigger than Siseko, it's bigger than Sako. But you will not also deny the fact that when you have confidence and trust in somebody and something happens, it must give you a little bit of headache. I want to tell you the truth that my BP went up. My blood pressure went up when I got this thing. It went up. I cried and I could not believe. But today we have to come back because this revolution depends on all of us, on our collective effort. We must support the truth. We must stand by the truth. So we as a people must understand that nobody in this particular stuff is bigger than the other. I'll reply to this comment. Somebody said Facebook government. Okay, we are doing an article on National Television that you read. When we read, we'll come and reply you. I want to let you know, even Dion Ngute and Paul are on Facebook. You understand what I'm trying to say? Everybody is running government on Facebook. If you don't know that, take that and write it down. That the most effective government is on Facebook because everything happens on Facebook or on social media before it goes down. So don't bother about that. We for 3 years is the same. If the Facebook was not very powerful, they'll not be deleting some of our accounts. So we don't want to talk about that. Let us get this very clearly. Let us get this very, very clearly. Well, I've not quite followed Carl. I know Carl told me I was going to go live. I'll listen to what Carl said. That's fine, indeed. So we have said it very clearly that we have only one government, and we urge all Southern Cameroonians to fall behind the government that Siseko, the original government that Siseko left before he went to jail, which is now handled by Dr. Sako. I have also proposed to people who are close to Siseko to ask him to recall the list in order. That is the only honorable thing that he can do for the poor of Southern Cameroons. But I also want to still use this platform to reaffirm my support for the leadership in jail, to reaffirm my support for all Ambazonians who are illegally incarcerated, but of course, not to forget to call on all Ambazonians to ensure that you show these people love. At this moment, I must tell you, they need one thing: love and prayers. Love and more love and more love. But we will not, like we've said in all of my live shows, I've said it from the time that this saga started, I still want to repeat it, that nobody, I even used the Mandela model, that Mandela did not rule from jail, and I condemn Professor Dion Ngute and the rest of the people for this particular notion that they were trying to drive through. We will not have anybody rule from jail. It has never happened. It will not happen with Siseko, but we respect him. We know that people do make mistakes. Let me tell you people something. If you do not know, the worst harm can come from the best intentions. Maybe in Siseko's head, he was thinking that because of the thing that he has heard, all the things he heard, probably if he tried to change his government, he will have support and the revolution will be rekindled. Because people say, oh, Dr. Sako this, Dr. Sako that. But I told him that don't listen to those people talking. I know what I'm saying. And so that was the best intention that probably Siseko had. It would have still been that nobody compromised him or that nobody influenced him, but I know he was influenced. But what happened? He made a mistake, and that became one of the biggest harms in this revolution. But we must understand that if somebody has a good intention, there are things that we have done where our intentions are clear, but we make mistakes and we can only ask for forgiveness. That's what is very important. That is why you see me, you say, oh, like I heard some post saying that, why did you reconcile with this person? Every day you reconcile with the person, and the person comes and says this, if you do this, saying that the condition for reconciliation is this. I want to tell you one thing. Listen very attentively. Listen. My name is Eric Tataw. I want you to listen to me. Reconciliation is an obligation. One. Speaking the truth is an obligation. So, that's two. So, it doesn't mean that because I've reconciled with X, X, Y, Z, if the person comes and lies or wants to steal money, I will not come and speak the truth, because we will always reconcile and will always speak the truth. I will reconcile with you 2 billion times as I will speak the truth 2 billion times. So, somebody is saying that no matter what, Siseko was wrong. Who has said that Siseko is right? We're just trying to confuse people here. Everybody says he's wrong. In fact, if you listen to me all through, I said one thing, that from the approach to the procedure to the announcement and even to anything, that was wrong. The worst one was even an appointment of a native doctor in China to be ambassador representing who? Ambazonians? Nobody can accept that kind of appointment. That alone should have told you that Siseko was misguided. He was misguided. Since Siseko was in jail, there are a lot of people that he's not spoken with. Although he's been speaking with his cabinet, probably, I can't say exactly because it's not my place to come and talk on social media who Siseko is speaking with. But I think that he has been misguided, and we only need to give him more and more prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Southern Cameroonian, it is very important to reconcile them with the worst of your enemies. But now we have known very clearly that we are going ahead. I also want to seize the opportunity to remind everybody that we do not have us anything like what I see people putting, they say, contender force that are going to boycott 20 May. They're only doing those things as part of propaganda so that when restoration forces in the various counties would have succeeded in stopping 20 May, they will come and take credit. So I want to pass this message to those impostors calling themselves contender force, that there is nothing like contender force in Ambazonia. We don't have nothing like that. We have our army in the counties. When the Prime Minister came to Boya, they did not do anything to Meme, but you saw the poor of Fako struggling, and the other people of Meme struggling to defend homeland. So contender force, you are only interested in 20 May. You are not interested in a minister coming to your place, a whole prime minister. So let us be clear with this. Let's forget all those small social media propaganda. Contender force does not exist in Southern Cameroon. Tell those group of people that they should keep their lane. We have boys that we are spending here, making sure that all of them be okay, they defend homeland. I will not have people come and take credit at the end. So forget all that little small noise here and there about contender force. It doesn't exist. That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. And I want to end here by saying that, by telling the people of Southern Cameroon that stay by your government, and telling the other people who are still dancing that if you cannot beat them, join them. We are on the train going straight to Boya. We'll revisit a couple of things. We want to say very clearly that we stand with the interim government, and there's one interim government. the interim government that's the Dr. Siseko left before going to jail, and will not take any government form from jail by Siseko. So anybody that is in that government is illegal, either an illegal person or a herbalist, and so will not take a government that will be led by native doctors. When we go to Ambazonia, we'll have a ministry of native doctors. We are going to bring those people who are native doctor inclined, who look like native doctors, to be in that ministry. For now, we don't have that kind of ministry. So that is it. I think I should end here, except I will look at some people who, of course, somebody says that county by county, why is there no camp in Manu? You want me to start telling you the camps that are in Manu so that you're going to attack it? Who does that? You think we'll discuss camps on social media? So I want to thank all of you. God bless you all for watching. I want to thank my brother Kingsley for giving me the opportunity to use his platform. You all know how it's tough for me. All my platforms are gone. We'll look for a way to come back powerfully, but henceforth we'll try to see how we'll be managing from one platform to another. We'll only have to manage it that. We want to thank you who have come and listen your numbers. Close to 1,000 to watch this show today. I'm very grateful. Thank you for the support. We'll continuously remain very positive. And I want to tell all those people who are making audios on WhatsApp groups, flying left and right, doing audios, let them know one thing, that Eric Tataw is not bothered about those audios. I stand for the truth. I've never changed, and that is me, because of course, like I said, some say you support Siseko because you are tribalistic. If I supported Sako, the other group of the native doctor guys, they will say it's because Sako gave me a trip to Boya. Now you see, finally, Siseko came in place to make everybody to know the truth, who is honest, who is objective, and who can make a balance when there is need for a balance. And God prepared all of us individually before sending us to this fight. We'll continuously fight, because as a people, we must remain committed. Yes, my brother, Mo Jesus, there's going to be a ministry of native doctors, and that native doctor guy in China can now be in that ministry. Because it's so bizarre. Before I go, let me just say it. It's so crazy that the same man that has vilified the IG could be appointed by Siseko. It means Siseko has no information. He has no information. No information. Because if he had information, he will not appoint that native doctor to be anything. That's the truth. So I saw the list. I was like, this is serious. So I want to thank you all very much. As a matter of fact, that God bless you. And somebody said that ABC TV has no space for it. I don't need no ABC TV to do any space, because first of all, I pray that you people continuously pay the bill on ABC TV. That's one comment. You should not be making comments about TV the TV that is our TV, but we have bills that we have to pay. So before you talk about ABC TV, try to contribute to paying the bills. So don't talk about the TV when the TV has bills and they're sending to counties and those bills have not been paid. You come on the platform, they're saying something serious, and you're bringing another topic about TV and all of those things. It doesn't work like that. Stay committed. Know that this fight is not about Eric Tataw or XYZ. It's about the truth and about the people of Southern Cameroon. So we don't have time for all these little distractions. That is why I have said that all of you who make audios on WhatsApp groups, I've listened to some. I will not reply to any of you, because I assume that you have trumped up worries. You have the right to express your frustration. Although some of you go across the board, or some of you went across the board, I will not reply to it because it's not important. I concentrate on the facts, and the facts are clear on the table that Southern Cameroon is going to get her independence. I must come up as a people to speak, and we must represent only the aspiration of the people, and we must follow the interim government, of course, of His Excellency Dr. Samuel Komisako, who is acting on behalf of Siseko. We want to remain very confident about what we believe in. We trust God that at this moment, that was very crucial. God gave us the strength, the wisdom to come out and speak. I want to tell you one thing. Your role is unique. Nobody can take it away from you. My name is Eric Tataw. Quote me anywhere. But I'm not going to guarantee nobody today. But those who go out on 20 May will see what to do. So thank you so much. God bless you. Keep fighting for the truth. I'm going to leave you now. And any other live show we're going to announce, you know the platform, so just follow the announcement. Thank you, Joshua Carr, for your support. Thank you, Kemi Ashu. Thank you, everybody. Yannick Sikot, who spoke with me on the conference call. We discussed a lot of things. Ashu Kingsley, thank you. Mark Barretta, thank you very much. We must stay committed. And all activities must come together to put hands on deck to represent only the views of the people. As you can see now, the people want the interim government of Dr. Samuel Komisako. So let's discard any other group as a distraction and concentrate on going to Boya. God bless you. Don't forget, nobody can rule from jail. We can take instructions, we can take guidance, we can take directive, we can take intelligence from jail, but we will not take others that will affect the revolution in a way that probably will not be good. But once more, we want to encourage and want to insist on encouraging that Dr. Samuel Komisako must continuously cultivate the spirit of consulting the leadership in jail. That's going to make him more loved, and that's as a matter of fact. We have said it and we will not repeat it, that when we get Ambazonia, we might have a department of native doctors, and that man in China will have a place. For now, there's no place for hypocrites and the saboteurs, people who try to destroy the ID. So I want to thank you. God bless you. Keep your head up. As for the Nambere issue, a lot of people are very curious. We are still investigating. I've had the news and I'm following up with contacts in Nigeria. Usually, it is not my style to make declarations of things that I don't have in-depth information about. I have the information that is up, and I cannot come and tell the people exactly this is right, this is not right. Until I get the full-fledged information, then shall we discuss. Thank you once more. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. We might come back tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how things are going. But trust me, they are never going to shut us down. Those who are watching this video, remove it very fast. Put it on YouTube before they try to remove it. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.